Welcome back, folks, to episode 2. So, during our last session that we had some things unfold. So, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend the first part of this video just kind of doing a short recap of what happened last episode. If you're just now tuning in, I'll give you a quick summary. So, Dex and his faithful companion, Badger, undertook a vow to go and rescue some supplies that they had to get to help the town of Glimmer resupply and fix their oxygen generating system. And they had a few setbacks along the way. And the skiff that they were riding was not exactly the most airworthy, I should say. It kept breaking down, and there was a lot of lost some supplies, lost some momentum. It was kind of just a bit of a rocky journey, and I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that they were essentially off the path. There wasn't a known road that they were using to get to the crash aircraft, or spacecraft I should say. But once they did get there, they were able to find the correct half of the spacecraft, or at least with the cargo compartment and all that stuff, and were able to find all of the supplies that they needed to complete their mission. So they loaded up the skiff with all of the filters and repair parts and all the stuff that they needed. And I think that's where we left off last time, was right around that point that they just got done loading up, essentially. So starting from here, I've been thinking, because again, I'm doing these like once a week kind of thing, so it gives me a lot of time to think about what direction I want to send Dex and what things he should be doing. And of course I write notes down and all that stuff. So I think from this point on, he is not only going to get those supplies back to Glimmer, but I think he's also going to try to take an extra step and try to do what's right. And what I mean by that is, I think he's going to go looking for either like a black box or maybe like remains of the crew. So that way, if he finds remains, he can bring them back as well. Might be a little bit grisly or whatever's left, even if it's like dog tags. And or the black box. So they can figure out exactly what happened to this craft that made it crash. And I think he asks Badger to come help him look through the wreckage and look for any signs of either remains or the black box. So I think that's going to be a move. And that move, I'm going to say, is actually, we're going to go with an oracle. And for this oracle, I think it's just going to be a real easy like a 50-50 chance kind of thing, which I don't know, might be under the moves. Secure advantage, pay the price, ask oracle. Here we go. Okay, so because we had kind of established that it is already half of like the aircraft, and this half just so happened to have the cargo, which is making me think that it's not the half where the pilots would be. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's like a long aircraft like cargo, maybe it's just the back half that he came across. Which also makes me think that maybe the black box may not be in this half. So for that, I'm going to roll an unlikely roll, and we'll see if it's on there. So here we go. No. Okay, so it is most definitely not on this half for the black box. So we can roll that. We can roll that out. As for if there's any crew or like bodies that are like around or remains or something like that. Let's do a 50-50 roll. Yes, there is. Okay. Let's say I'm going to actually roll. I have a dice app here. I'm just going to roll a simple dice versus just, well, making one up, so to say. We have 2. There are 2 people, or I should say remains, that are at least visible. And I think Dex is going to go up and he's going to look to see what condition they are. Now, I envision they may have had the proper PPE, you know, protective personal equipment. Yeah, they may be in like a suit, a spacesuit kind of thing. If this is like a crew, you know, it might be more of a rugged look. But being that Dex is a rather large and strong, like physically strong guy, I think he will be able to pick them up reverently, of course, with respect, and bring them onto the barge to kind of strap them in, you know, so he can bring them back, so they can at least have a proper burial. And Badger, I think, is probably following around, maybe asking inquisitive questions like, hey, why are you, they're not part of the supplies, kind of thing. And he doesn't realize, you know, a little bit of part of humanity is, you know, taking care of the ones that pass, right? So I think Dex is along the lines. He's trying to, like, hey, don't worry about it. You know, you're not going to get it, but you know, that's just something we just got to do what's right here, right? So, yeah, I think that's he's going to look for any type of identifying remarks. Yes, there is. Okay, so I think there's either like name tags that's still visible on their equipment, or they have like a dog tag type thing. And I think he's going to secure those names, just that way he can, you know, make sure that the people, if they have family, if they're even from Glimmer or Burrow, I'm sorry, he can at least let them know, right? So let's start to make the expedition back. Now, I think I was a little ahead of my time last time where I had completed the progress, right? Well, we had completed, the only progress that we had completed was we had found the ship, right? So I think we marked to return with the parts needed for repair. So we were able to get to it and we were able to secure it. So we still have some ways to get back. Now, this progress here, that's down here, I'm just going to actually get rid of that because that was just to get to the ship, I think. And we found the ship, so we still got a ways to get back. And we had at least like 3 waypoints, I think it was last time, to get back to Glimmer. So let's go ahead and make that expedition. Let me see here. Where is it? Undertaking expedition. Okay. And we'll get our dice roller back up. We're going to move at speed, which is, for me, edge is 1. So it's not my highest. So let's just see, and hopefully let's make sure that we can do this. Roll plus attribute. And before I do this, I actually wanted to just say thank you for the engagement that you guys gave on the last video, the likes, the comments. One gentleman had mentioned something about the particular bond and relationship role that I had done in the past, and which one that would kind of fall under, as in forging a bond. I appreciate it. I had, like I said, I wrote that down so that I can keep that in mind. So if you guys come across anything like that during these story episodes, please feel free to comment, like, subscribe, all the good stuff. You know, I'm not gonna shamelessly e-big here, but I just wanted to also mention that. And the other thing too is I had done a review of the last video, and I had noticed that the sound was really low on the initial episode. I know the intro and outro were like good volume, but my speaking was actually very low, and I think it was because of how far away I was from my mic. So that's why I'm trying to be up really close and trying to make sure that everything is properly enunciated and volume is good. So if this is a good volume, please, again, let me know. That way I can make adjustments as needed. Right? Cool. So, moving on. All right, drum roll. Roll plus a tribute. It's a weak hit. Okay, I'm down with that. So we got down to our first waypoint. We took a weak hit, so we succeeded, right? On a weak hit, as above, we mark our progress as you choose. So let's get to our mark. Great. But suffer in cost en route. Make a suffer move, -2, or 2 suffer moves, -1. Face a peril at the waypoint. Envision what you encounter. You know what? Let's face a peril. And for that, let's see. Forsake my vow. No, I don't want to forsake any vows. Check your gear. Take a break. Session. Confront chaos. That seems like it's a pretty big one. So let's withstand damage, sacrifice resources, lose momentum. Yeah, let's just do lose momentum. All right, so I'm thinking maybe because of how much weight we have put on the skiff with all of the supplies and all of the repair products plus the bodies. I know it's made to carry several like maybe tons of cargo or something like that, but the added weight I think is adding to the drag to the skiff, and it's kind of slowing us down. It's taking us a little bit longer than we expected. So yeah, we'll just go with that. So for our first mark, I would say that we are probably right about here. So we still got another 1 and another 2 to make. So hopefully we can get through this, and we can get back to Glimmer and be the heroes, so to say, right? I mean, we aim to misbehave, but yeah, we gotta be heroes too. All right, so I think I'm gonna continue with the rolling with edge. We got a strong hit. Perfect. So on a strong hit, on our undertake expedition, on a strong hit, you reach the waypoint, envision the location, and mark progress per the rank of the expedition. On a weak hit, we do the same. Okay, so we just literally mark progress. Perfect. Cool. Alrighty. So I think that because it is a strong hit, we also gain some momentum. Right? Cool. Actually, hold on a second. 1 second. I'm going to pause this. Okay, so because we were using the skiff, we actually get +1 momentum because we got a strong hit on that. So, I think we see some, I think on our way back, we also drive by one of our past areas that we have a little bit of a mishap. And I think he maybe spots something that fell off the skiff last time. That was supplies, and so I'm going to mark up that he found that piece of supply or whatever it was. Maybe some like a bottle of water or food, or maybe some of his tools that he fell off. He actually saw them like glinting in the sunlight and was able to slow down real quick, hop off, grab the parts, and not have it. So he lost them. Now, for the last and final one, let's cross our fingers here. Oh, we got a miss. Okay. Well, so I think at this time we are going to have something pop up. I think there's a bit of a, again, I think the skiff is overheating, right? And that essentially like the coolant is like really low or something like that. So like the skiff is overheating. So I have to pull over essentially to let it cool down. Now, while this is cooling down, I think I'm going to send Badger to look at the vehicle to see if he can use his tools and ability to maybe either jerry-rig something and to work on that. So for that, I'm going to say he's going to use his, his integrity, which is 4. Okay, cool. So I think he's able to repair it to a point that he's able to, we can continue essentially, but I think it's going to take some time. Now, because again, it was a miss. All right, I think we're going to have a peril, and with that peril is I think the bodies that are on the ship, or it's going to attract something. I think it's going to attract a creature that happens to be nearby. And this creature is probably very territorial and is a, I don't want to say a mutant, but it's a alien species. I think it's going to notice that Dex is kind of like standing around. Right, and he smells the body, so he thinks food. Now, I envisioned this creature to be like this, right here. It's known as a Sudabuga. And I think it's going to make its intention known. It's going to be like it's going to do a screech or something, some type of like challenge call. And I think Dex is going to realize, oh crap, Badger, you need to hurry the heck up. You need to get the thing running again. We got company. And I think with that, he's going to take Sue, his massive two-handed wrench that he's got. And I think he's going to essentially draw a line in the dirt. And I think this is going to go into a battle. So, we are going to undertake. Give me not finish the scene. Face danger. Is it face danger? Okay, it might be face danger, and it might be, or is it this one? I guess it's both. Okay, so we're going to face danger. And I know there's a whole... Oh, enter the fray. This is what I was looking for. Okay, so we're going to enter the fray. When you initiate combat or are forced into a fight, envision your objective and to give it a rank. If the combat includes discrete challenges or phases, set an objective with a rank for each. Then roll to see if you are in control. If you are, on the move, roll edge. Facing off against your foe, roll heart. In the thick of it at close quarters, roll iron. Preparing to act against an unaware foe, roll shadow. Caught in a trap or sizing up the situation, roll wits. On a strong hit, take both. On a weak hit, choose one. Take +2 momentum, you are in control. On a miss, the fight begins with you in a bad spot. Okay, so a bad spot means that we are on the back foot. We can gain ground. We can react under fire. I think that's when we are essentially being like ambushed, kind of thing. Striking is literally like you're striking, you're making an attack. Clashing is when you guys are coming like toe to toe in close quarters. And that's we roll our roll plus iron when we are in close combat, melee, and then we roll edge when we're using a ranged attack. So let's, and then battle. Oh, battle is for like large scale, like army versus army, like single, a single roll dictates the entire like scene. So I think for this, for the Into the Fray, if the combat includes discrete challenges or phases, no, I think we're going to be. Let's see. Okay, we're getting into the fray first, right? And while we do this, we're going to create a challenge. We're going to say progress. Fighting the creature. Okay. And I think it's going to be a dangerous foe. I don't think it's going to be like a major. I mean, taking a look at this thing, it's not exactly the most peaceful looking thing, but I see it as being about 5 feet up kind of thing. So it's definitely big enough that it can definitely hurt / kill us. But I think we have the maybe it's a little bit slower or something like that. Might be an older one or something like that. So I think we're gonna be okay. Hopefully, crossing fingers. All right. So I think he's gonna come charging at us, right? Making the whole the show, and I think he's gonna have his his wrench in hand, and we're gonna use in the thick of it at close quarters. So we're gonna use iron. Strong hit, nice. So not only did we take 2 momentum, but we are now in control. So I think that progress here. Let's mark that. So I think we bellow our own charge. We're like, kind of thing, right? And we show them as our war face, and we take a swing at them, right, to show them that we are fighting. And I think this catches the Sutabuga like a little bit off guard, because he's used to, he's the predator. He's not used to the prey essentially fighting back. And I think he kind of like, he's still charging, he's still coming into like to do the attack, but I think he's like, whoa, hold up, this is danger kind of thing. I need to take this a little bit more seriously kind of thing. And I think Dex is like making himself look bigger than what he already is, spreading his arms out, and like, come at me, bro, and so I think he definitely he gains the upper hand in the fight so far, with the creature like still coming to attack him, but now is maybe a little bit on the back foot. So we're now in control, which means we're going to roll again, but this time we're going to strike. When we are in control and we assault a foe at close quarters, roll plus iron. When you attack at a distance, roll edge. So if we get a strong hit, we're going to mark the progress twice, and you dominate your foe and stay in control. So let's try this. Hey, we got another strong hit. Okay, so we're going to mark progress twice, as it says. Awesome. And I think we just haul off and we just do a double hand back, on this Sutabuga, and we hit him upside the head, and we hear a crunch. It's cracking that his ceramite plate or his keratin plate that he's got, and it definitely like breaks a few of the armor panels on his body. Maybe does a little bit of damage, but it's not dead. Yeah, it's not it definitely maybe knocked him off the back foot, and I think he's also going to Dex is going to take this moment because he's in control, and he's going to follow up with another attack. And let me see. So a clash is when we're in a bad spot. So we're still on a strike. We're still in striking. So let's go again. We got another strong hit. All right. So we are going to mark twice. Awesome. And I think at this point, we are going to, what is it? Take a divisive action. Envision how you take the divisive action and roll a challenge dice and compare your progress of your control. No, I think what we're looking for is the finish the scene. Okay. So I think he's going to take another swing because he knocked the Sutabuga down the first time and cracked the carapace. I think he's going to attack yet again and just bring Sue down hard right on the creature's head. And it's either going to crack the skull of the creature, and it's either going to kill it or it's going to knock it out to the point that it's no longer a threat to Dex. So because of that, because I brung it down the second attack on this creature, I'm going to roll to make a progress roll. Okay, we got a strong hit. We have ended the fight. We have completely either knocked him out or killed him, whatever. This creature is not getting back up for the foreseeable future or at all. So I think Dex sighs a sigh of relief, and it was like, whew. All right, Badger, please tell me you are finished. And let's see if he's finished yet. And I think that's going to be under the, what was it? Ask the Oracle. Of course, I'm moving all this stuff around here. Or was it a move? I think it was under the moves. Ask the Oracle. Let's say it's almost certain he is. Yes, he's finished. He's like, he brings his little tools back into his like compartment, and he's like, hey, yep, Dex, all finished. She's good to go. The coolant was being clogged, so I was able to clear the clog, and it is now doing good. So I think Dex is able to. You know what I think he's going to do? I think he's actually going to check to see if the creature's still alive or not. I think he's, let's say, 50-50 if it's alive. No, it is not. So he killed it. So I think he's actually going to he's going to lift this thing up, and he's going to put it on the skiff as well. Maybe because he can sell it in Glimmer, or maybe he can just donate it to like one of the taverns and then chop it up and make it into stew or whatever. You know, you just, hey, it's like he just had like a roadkill thing that he just killed the thing, and he's bringing it back. Hey, always use food or supplies or something. Maybe there's some type of chemical compound in the body that they can use. So he's going to throw it up on the skiff as well as part of the like, hey, look what I did kind of thing. So he's going to make his way back. So we finished that, and it's going to, we're going to mark that, and I think we'll do one more traveling at speed to get get back to Glimmer. Okay. Weak hit. Was that 8? No, we got a 5. We got a 5 and an 8, and ours was a 6. All right, I think we're gonna lose momentum, and we're going to make it back to Glimmer. I think it's been probably several hours since I've been gone. Maybe even like a full day. I might be pretty tired. So I think maybe that's maybe that last fight kind of took a little bit out of me. You know, like the adrenaline is starting to come down. I'm starting to get really sleepy or something, to the point that maybe I had veered off course a little bit. So it took a little bit longer for us to get back. But we make it back to Glimmer. We make it back A-OK, and we're still within a good time limit. I think we get back to Fletcher. We pull up to next to Fletcher's, or outside of Fletcher's hut, and I think we hop out and we make a hey Fletch, we're back kind of thing. You know, like I got the stuff right, and I think Fletcher's kind of like looking at us talk like, hey, it's about time. What happened? You know, I mean, I think I'm gonna tell him, hey, look, there was a few things that happened along the way. You know, I was having issues with the skiff. You know, it wasn't exactly top tier, if you get my drift. And then we came across this guy, and he points to the Sudabooga, and I think Fletch's eyebrow raises like, oh shoot, like that's a beastie and a half. What are you gonna do with that thing? He's like, I don't know. I'm gonna drop it off maybe like the tavern or something like that, see if they want to, you know, cook it or whatever. I don't know. And he was like, I didn't know what to do with it. And I think he also points out too that he found the two crew members, the remains of the crew members, strapped on as well. And he's like, hey, I found these people as well. I don't know if they were part of the town or if they have family nearby or something like that, but I figured they might want to know, you know, who they are and stuff. And Fletcher, I think he looks a little bit favorably upon that. Like, hey, you know, that was above and beyond of what you were asked to do, and you know, we of Glimmer, you know, we appreciate that, you know, because nobody wants to be left out there in the wastes by themselves. So, thanks. You're kind of like that was. He's like, I'll take care of finding out who they're with and like who their family is or whatever, and like notify. He's like, maybe I'll put them in our, maybe he's got like an industrial freezer or like refrigerating whatever. They might have like, I think they may be starting to decay, but they're not like bad yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it was a fresh crash that had just happened maybe like 3 days ago, maybe. So the advanced stages of decay haven't essentially started yet, right? So I think because of that, we have fulfilled our vow. So let's go ahead and mark a progress roll. We got a strong hit. Nice. Okay, so with that, I believe that comes with a legacy box. If I'm not mistaken, that's under our character, and that was a quest or bond. I think it was a quest. So now I'm not sure if it was a 1 or if it was like a 2. 1 second. I'm gonna pause real quick. Okay, so after reading the rules, because it was our vow that we completed was a dangerous one. From what I'm kind of going off and what I'm looking at with rules and stuff like that. When it comes to epic, and like if it's a quest or something like that, you do 1 tick. So each one of these boxes, each one of these boxes have 4 ticks to complete the box, right? So if it was an epic quest, it would be 1 tick. Extreme would be 2 ticks. Formidable would be 3 ticks. Dangerous would be 4 ticks. And troublesome, I think, would be like 2 boxes kind of thing, right? At least that's how I'm envisioning it. If I'm wrong, please tell me. I just looked through the rule book and I was trying to read through. So I had done four ticks on this, which unlocks 2 boxes for experience. Now I could take these 2 experience points and use them to upgrade one of my assets, or I can wait until I get 3 total and use it to purchase a new upgrade or something of that, a new asset. So it might be like a combat bot, or it might be a skiff of my own, or it might be something that will help me as we progress. But I think I'm going to bank those experience points for the moment. I think I'm going to take some time to kind of review between sessions to think about what would best benefit Dex and his merry band of him and Badger, and see what we can do from there. But sorry, going off of a tangent there. So we have finished the vow, which is great, and I think that in return, Fletcher is going to give us the parts that we needed for the for our ship, to repair the ship. And I think he's also going to, as a little extra payment on top, he's going to resupply us back to up to our full health, our full supply from what we lost on the journey. And I think that is the supply that he gives us. Now, supply could be food, water, parts that we need. I think it also covers money, so maybe it might be like, I don't know, 200 credits or whatever it is that he needed or that he had on hand. Hey, use this. Thanks for getting back to us really, really quickly, and thanks for bringing back the remains of those poor crew members and whatever that thing is, pointing at the Sudabuga. So I think Dex is going to be very appreciative and be like, hey, not a problem. You're welcome. Anything else you guys need, while I'm still here, we'll definitely, look into it, kind of thing. So I think Fletcher is going to bid him farewell, and he's going to go back to his ship. And again, his ship, I'm not going to make a roll for the ship because he's... I think he's gonna let him borrow the skiff to get the repair parts back, essentially. And I think it's like super easy. It's probably maybe less than a mile away from outside of town or something from where he parked. And I think he's going to see about getting that part fixed in his ship. And I think he's going to enlist the help of Badger. And they're going to use his particular abilities. 1 second. Okay, so looking at Badger's card here, he has the ability to access the system, cut through obstacle, analyze a mechanical issue, assemble or disassemble a device. So I think he's going to assemble the part into the ship, and we're going to use his integrity, or his health I should say, as the modifier. And we got a weak hit. Okay, that's fine. On a weak hit, I think it maybe drops us down. No, I'm going to burn a momentum here, and we're going to turn that into a strong hit. There we go. So that's going to bring us down to 2, but because we have a strong hit, that's going to give us back up to 4. And I think he's able to get the part in. It's all flush. It is working great. Our ship is like powered up and it's ready to take off. So we are like A-okay when it comes to our ship. So I think from this point on, I'm going to call it here. Well, I should say, I'm going to time out Dex from this point out until we can figure out exactly where we're going to go or what we're going to be doing from this point on. But I want to have a little bit of a stand back. And what I mean by that is I'm going to narrate something about a probable threat that is can be making itself known. I think when Dex and Badger were at the crash site earlier, and they were loading up the parts, I think they were being watched outside of their known without knowing about it. They were being watched, and I think this individual possibly is standing either in the shadows, or it, I should say, is watching them. And I think it stands very tall, and it's wearing a yellow robe, and it's very it has like almost like a white kind of mask on, and it doesn't make any moves towards Dex. I think it's more interested at what is going on, like what is he doing kind of thing. And as Dex and Badger load up on their skiff and are taking off, I think he starts to move forward, not just towards the craft, but in the direction of where Dex is going. And I think this thing is kind of ungangly. Like it moves at a slow but constant pace. And I think there's things that are moving under the robe that we may not actually want to know what exactly is under the robe. And I think at the end by the time that Dex and Badger are finishing putting the parts into the ship and getting it repaired, I think the figure in yellow is now catching sight of the outskirts of Glimmer. And as it approaches, I think the camera essentially pans down and sees that the feet of this thing, that as it's walking, are not actually feet. It's almost like tentacles that are kind of flaying out. That's why it's kind of like it takes a little bit of a while for it to get where it's going. And I think the sun or the moon, whatever is outside, is starts kind of turning to a reddish hue. So I'm going to leave that where that is right there, and we'll explore that as we go further on. So I think that's what I'm going to call the end of this episode here. And again, I just want to extend my thank you for listening, and for commenting, for liking the video, sharing. If you're liking what I do, please throw me a subscribe. I'm at 900. Let me see exactly how many I'm at so far. I'm my channel is currently, as of this moment, at 925 subscribers, which is amazing. But I need to get at 75 more subscribers to hit 1,000. If I can get to 1,000, that is amazing, because that means my channel will get monetized. And I mean, granted, having 1,000 subs is not like I'll probably make pennies on a video kind of thing, but still, that would be a really big milestone. That's the word I'm looking for. Milestone. It'd be a very big milestone for me, and it's something that I've been really kind of looking forward to since I started this channel. And I definitely want to wanted to grow the channel more. And yeah, so if you guys like this content, if you want to see more, please let me know. If you guys want to see more like of my old style videos, like gaming videos, like the Let's Plays and stuff like that, also let me know. I'm flexible. The other type of videos I was thinking about doing that I may bring back, I tried doing it once on this particular channel of mine, But painting videos, I have actually quite a few 40K models, like the Leviathan box set. Got Tyranids, I got Space Marines, I got my Imperial Guard, and I've been painting for like 25 years. So it's like I'm not Golden Demon. I'm not doing like non-metallic metal blending, but I paint pretty well. I would love to do that like on camera, maybe even a like a stream or something like that, where it's like a talk and paint kind of thing. I can maybe put one of those together on one, like on a Friday evening or something. So if you guys, like I said, just let me know what you guys want to see, and I will catch you guys on the flip side. Adios.